I am Alessio Costa, President of Roseman Cruz Nagua Sports Club, member of Goa Football Association. Dear Goans, coming before you with a few facts from which you will realize how systematically Goan football is being taken down the hill. Yesterday, Goa Football Association held its AGM, the annual general body meeting, which was attended by me. The first thing I pointed out to the president is that their registration as a society has lapsed on 11th of June, and they have conducted the annual general body meeting of a body which is legally not registered on 27th of July. Can this happen? It's for the public in general and football lovers in particular to see. The other issues are, as far as the minutes of the AGM, last AGM were concerned, they were doctored to such an extent that something which I had not said in the previous meeting has been recorded as I have said. For example, they said I blamed the GFA office in South Goa for not giving due respect to my secretary. I did not say this. I had said the General Secretary of GFA does not give due respect to the secretary of my club. See the way the minutes were doctored. Other issues which I had touched upon were the audit report. That audit report was prepared by the auditor using both the system, mercantile and cash, which is not permitted. Nothing is recorded in the minutes. Besides this, so many other members raised so many queries about what they had discussed and what has been not recorded. Such minutes were put to vote and passed. Thereafter, I pointed out to the president that as per rules, only the president should conduct the proceedings of the AGM and nobody else. I saw that the junior most vice president was taking over the mic and trying to boss over. So I read the rule 22 of the statutes to the president, which says the president should conduct the proceedings of the AGM. In his absence, the senior most vice president can conduct, and in the absence of both, the junior most can conduct. Here, the president was keeping quiet, the senior most vice president was sitting tight, and the junior most was dominating the show, which I objected to. Next, come to the audit report. Audit report this year has been prepared again in the same format. Both systems use mercantile and cash. Besides that, in the expenditure and receipt statement, entries like payable, receivable are entered. This cannot be done. Payment is what you pay and receipt is what you receive. You can't make entries of payable and receivables in the payment and receipt statement. This report is totally inaccurate, okay, and not as per the accounting norms. Not only to this extent, the first page of the auditor report itself says that the report is prepared by not following the ICAI and CBDT guidelines. ICAI is Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and CBDT is the Central Board of Direct Taxes. Both have prescribed a particular format to prepare the annual audit report, and this report says they cannot prepare it in terms of this format, and they have been prepared using the old format. And who allows this? The GFA Executive Committee has permitted the auditor to prepare it. Does the GFA Executive Committee has got the powers to bypass the ICAI and CBDT guidelines? These institutions should take note of this submission in the public domain and take action against GFA. Next issue was the expenditure itself. Last year, the AGM had passed a 4 crore surplus budget. 4 crore surplus budget. This year, in expenditure and receipt, it shows deficit budget. How can you go from 4 crore surplus to deficit? Dig into the budget and you come to know that 2 crore grant has been given by the government to conduct Bandodkar Trophy tournament. Twice in 24-25, twice government has given them grant. Once 1.3 crores and second time 2 crores. In the first instance, out of the 1.30 crores given, they have spent about 59 lakhs. Where has the money gone? Remaining money. It is public money. It is not to be pocketed by somebody. It has to be accounted. You spent 59 lakhs to conduct the Bandodkar Trophy in 24-25, early 24-25. Fine. You got 1.3 crores from the government. Where is the other money gone? Come to the second Bandodkar Trophy tournament. Government gave you 2 crores. Out of those 2 crores, they have brought 2 foreign teams to play in the Bandodkar Trophy and have spent 67 point something lakhs. 67 point something lakhs on their accommodation, lodging and boarding. 97 lakhs point something on their air travel. Meaning 1.67 crores has been spent on travel and accommodation of 2 foreign teams to participate in the Bandodkar Trophy tournament. And nothing has been given to the local clubs. Now here government is giving money and you are spending for air travel and accommodation. Where is the development of football? Leave alone that. When I questioned these, the president answered that government forced him to get 2 teams from abroad, foreign teams. Otherwise, he would not be given sufficient grants. He is accusing the government. Honorable Chief Minister, with his simplicity and nobility, is giving grants to GFA to develop Goan football. His noble intentions are being destroyed. Not only that, in turn, in the General Assembly, he is blaming the Honorable Chief Minister. That Honorable Chief Minister would have not given him sufficient grant, if he had not to bring 2 teams from abroad. That means, indirectly he says, government has forced him. I request the Honorable Chief Minister, who is a clean man, that this public money expenditure has to be inquired into, accountability has to be brought in. It is public money. So sir, my public request to you is, please order a CAG audit of the 1.3 crores given and 2 crores given subsequently to GFA. How it has been spent, for what has been spent, what is the procedure followed to spend this money, how electronic transaction, by checks or by cash. This is to be noted. If you pay by cash, there is no proof the money has gone to the beneficiary unless it is paid through electronic means or by cash, a check. So this has to come in public domain. It is money of Goans.
हांवें ते व्हिडिओ पळयला अलेक्स कॉस्टाचे. ताणें आतां एलिगेशन घातला की द गव्हर्मेंट वी सेड that the government forced us to do the Bandodkar Trophy. He is spreading misinformation, lies, and he's a man of deceit. Never at the general body was we said that the government forced us. I'll tell you the background of this whole thing. In 2023, the government called us to the office and they said we are trying to revive the Bandodkar Trophy because it is the birth centenary of Dhananjay Bandodkar, and we want to organize the Bandodkar Trophy in a bigger way. So earlier there was Bandodkar Trophy, there were association teams which came here, big players like Inder Singh, Punjab Police, big top club, Mohan Bagan, they came and they used to play. 1994 the tournament stopped. Now when they said that we want to organize it in a bigger way, there was already an all India tournament going on. We said why don't we make it an international tournament? So he put the proposal came from our side, and Dr. Pramod Sawan and the then sports minister was kind enough to accept our proposal. They have given us a lot of funds, and we are very grateful to them. The proposal came from our side, and they accepted it. They gave us 1.3 crores for the first edition and 2 crores for the second edition. First edition we said that we will do it as a pilot project and with domestic teams, and the second edition we told them we will do it as an international tournament. See, in any tournament, he is a guy who is supposedly knowledgeable about football, but look, the way he is speaking, it looks like that he doesn't have any knowledge about football. In any tournament, the maximum cost is borne for the logistics, travel, and stay of the foreign teams. Last 2 years back, there was a World Volleyball tournament held in Goa at Varka Beach. You can ask the organizers how much was spent on the logistics of that tournament. There is an international table tennis federation tournament going to be held very soon, international. You can ask them how much the funds they spend only on travel and boarding and lodging. It is obviously the biggest component. More than 50% of your budget is spent on travel and boarding for an international tournament. So what is he talking about? He is talking like a kid from the streets. Secondly, I would like to tell you that this guy is talking about the constitution. In 2019, he was the president of Pax of Nagua. He was thrown out for non-performance, and now he has caught hold of one Cruz Gonzalez from Nagua and piloted himself to be the president of that club. In 2019, he was the person who was voting against to remove the clause of 70 years of to benefit Churchill Alemao. Now he is talking about sports code. Why is he trying to remove that clause which is in violation of sports code? There is a video also. The meeting was held in 2019 in Mandovi Hotel. He was there raising his hands in support of removal of that clause to remove the 70 years, and now suddenly he is woken up from the wrong side of the bed and he is talking about the constitution and the whether JFA is compliant with sports code. Yes, we are compliant from 2018. You were trying to remove sports code at that time, and luckily because of the High Court and thanks to Salsel FC, the constitution was upheld and you were unsuccessful. Churchill Alemao had to vacate his position. See, all this, as I said, this is all done by disgruntled elements. We should be talking about the violations which were done in the last GFA term, when one member called Dominic Pereira was getting an honorarium. No elected member has ever taken an honorarium or a salary from GFA. This person got 2,17,500 from GFA in Churchill Alemao's tenure. Churchill Alemao broke 2 FDs. One was a security deposit of a team of 20 lakhs and one was a fixed deposit of 50 lakhs. Total 70 lakhs was siphoned out. And he has not organized any competition, 200, 300 matches in that tournament, in those years. Why is he not talking about that? See, all these are fueled by Churchill. All these allegations now are fueled by Churchill. People of Goa already know what is Churchill Brothers, and now the world knows. After the CAS verdict, the world knows what is where they stand in the world. And looks like they will need another grant from the government to pay off the fines of the imposed by CAS. So this person, Alexo Costa, has no standing whatsoever. He's talking. He doesn't have any legal standing in what he is saying. He is just talking to incite people and to put one against the other. I want to tell, on behalf of JFA, I want to thank the CM. He has done a great job by giving us this grant, and the proposal came from us. Do not try to misinterpret and spread misinformation. We are very grateful and we are very happy with the Chief Minister of Goa because he has given us a lot of funds in the last 3 years.
Sir, one more thing he spoke, Alex Costa, regarding to Bandargarh Trophy. 2 international teams has been participated. On that, around 1 crore has been spent for the stay and the other things. So is it true?
Yeah, see, as I said earlier, maximum amount, when you have a budget of say 1 crore for a tournament, if you are calling teams from outside, international team, maximum amount of that money has to be spent on the boarding and lodging of the team. And this is not across, not only GFA, even AFC. Churchill must be knowing. His team played AFC Cup so many times. When you travel for AFC for away matches, AFC gives you a subsidy of around 50,000. Now it has become $50,000 for what? Away travel. They don't subsidize anything else. They subsidize the away travel because that is the largest cost in any tournament. you spend on your tickets. There are 35 to 40 people who travel, 20 players, 20 officials, 40 players. So subsidize their cost, it's a big amount. So AFC and FIFA also, when they travel for tournaments abroad, they give you a subsidy only covering your travel and your stay cost. They don't give you a subsidy for other things, ground booking, your player salaries, or your stadium organization. They give you only two subsidies. One is for the travel and one is for your accommodation. This is a norm followed everywhere in the world. I don't know why is he crying about this. He should concentrate on his own club. Osman Cruz. 2 years back, they did not participate in a single tournament in JFA. How is he promoting football? I don't understand. Last year, they told that he would participate in 2 tournaments. At the nth hour, he removed his team out from one tournament. My advice to him is you concentrate on your club and promote football in your village. Don't worry about the affairs of Goa Football Association, because we are doing 10-20 times better than the last 2 committees of JFA.
Sir, even he says the 1 crore which is spent for the Bandhargarh Trophy for the international teams, if you have spent on the local football club, it would have been better.
See, there is no provision in the for any tournament. No one gives you subsidy to the local teams. Earlier, when the Bandhargarh Trophy was organized in 1990s, 1980s, were they giving subsidies to local teams? They only used to give subsidy to the outstation team, because to travel, as I said, travel cost is the biggest component of a tournament. Even if you see in the Durand Cup, which is going on, the local teams, it's being played across 5 venues. The local teams are not being given any subsidy. The teams that are coming from outside of the local stadium, they are being given subsidy. It is a norm followed everywhere. There is no concept called subsidy for the local team.
One more thing he highlighted, the referees payment dues are pending.
See, referees, we have already cleared it at the AGM on Sunday. You have to first, let me remind him that we have increased the referees remuneration by more than 33% since we took over in 2022. They were paid peanuts earlier. Now at least they are paying some generous amount of money. Okay, there was payment pending of 5 months. Out of that, 3 months have already been cleared, and 80% of the money has been cleared. Only 20% of April and May is left.
Sir, every time we see the only person is Alex Costa is putting allegation on GFA. Other club members never do that. So is there any personal issue with GFA he has?
Exactly. This you have said it yourself now. This is a personal issue of only 2 or 3 clubs or 4 clubs. This is fueled by all the as I said, this is fueled by all the disgruntled elements who lost elections in 2022. Now they cannot stomach it that a person with less football experience defeated them fair and square in an election. Now, no, the general body unanimously passed all the proposals, including the financial statement, including the appointment of auditors. They congratulated us on our vision report. Even the people who were perceived to be against us, even they spoke in favor of us at the last general body meeting on Sunday. Only it is Costa and a few disgruntled, defeated candidates who are trying to spread this misinformation. And the people of Goa and the clubs, they already know what is happening. Today, if I just walk out on the road, there are 10 people who come and tell me, Baba, you all are doing a fantastic job in Goa Football Association. Continue the good work. And this was proved at the general body also.
Thank you so much, sir.